is Lee Dort, and I'm down to dunk. This is Lee Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
I'm Josh Giddey, and I'm down to dunk.
Hey, this is Kenny Hustle, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Darius Baisley, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Poku, and I'm down to dunk.
I love cereal. Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Oh, I can have these. I'm gonna share with my team, but I'm gonna hog most of them.
Good morning and welcome to episode 176 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down to dunk and get The Athletic for $1 a month for 6 months. I am Luke, joined this morning by Andrew.
I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Woo!
Slam through.
Taylor.
You're simply the stuff. Stuffer than all the rest. Stuffer than anyone. And it's Slapper.
And Jay. It's Jay.
That might be my second least favorite song ever.
Really?
It's, for me, it's because
Top
if
least.
you watch the Thunder, the Riverwind Casino
Oh,
commercial
It's
with
so
that
sad.
song
Yeah,
on
baby.
it over and over and over
It's
again.
so bad. Number one for me, Uncle Cracker. What's the song?
Follow me.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah, it's
See,
all
I like that song.
You know who else was a
Least
terrible song?
favorite
Do you remember Everlast?
Yeah,
What it's like?
That's a
Oh,
good
that
song, too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That song's great.
See a rich man bad.
So
Is that on the karaoke playlist?
No, it should be, but could be.
that really should be.
It is not.
The Warriors won the championship. If you want to listen to a podcast about that, there's a lot of podcasts about that today.
There will be
we won't
all
be
the
one.
podcasts about
We
that.
won't be one of them today because
Although,
we've got NBA draft rumors. Don't do it, Jay.
I
Don't
just-
do it, Jay.
for
Don't
one
do it,
second,
Jay.
Why?
Shocking
Andrew,
that
are you
Boston.
upset?
Shocking that Boston doesn't know how to dribble the basketball or take care of it at all.
Or have a point guard.
Yeah, that was a pretty glaring reality.
Okay, let's just recap it. Quick 30. Do a quick
No, that's
30.
it. Steph Curry. Awesome.
Simply the stuff. Steph all than all the rest.
Okay, it's
Draft
See?
rumors.
Good
I
Yeah.
hate having that song just
It'll be
topping
just
this
Simply
fuck.
the stuff.
it'll be just lodged in your
I'm
head.
in
all
it
day.
now.
Just
I
hate
like
this.
it.
All right.
It's a
Thank
top
you.
five now. It's creeping up
It's-
this charge.
We've got a
Now
a
my
song,
very
palate cleanser coming later. It's our little Twitter question song.
Ooh.
Palate cleanser.
It's creeping up the charge.
Charge.
yeah, it's creepy. It's
Creep it
it's
up.
number one for me now.
Creep it up. Oh man, let's get into those rumors.
Did we talk about our draft party
Oh,
yet?
We're having a draft
Come on,
party.
L-man.
Less than
Come on.
1
We're
week
having
away,
a draft party a week from yesterday.
depending on when you're listening to
Well,
this.
depending on when you're listening to this, June 23rd, 6 to 10 at Fassler Hall. Be there.
It is themed. We decided there's a theme for this.
Theme is no clothes.
The theme is wear clothes. The theme is
I hate you
Draftic
guys so
Park.
much.
Draftic Park.
Giraffe.
Draftic Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be there.
Be a
It's going to be
dinosaur.
very fun.
Yeah,
And I'm
Be
already
a dinosaur.
I'm
Come
already,
as a dinosaur.
I'm already nervous.
please don't.
Why are you nervous?
I was getting nervous, man.
Is it about the people?
It's
Luke,
about
we-
about all of it.
We know that we're
It's about
the
who
number
are we
2
gonna,
pick now.
Who are we going to draft? And what's going to happen?
Well, what's your prediction now, man?
I don't know.
Give me your top
He's
12
too-
players in the NBA draft
Yeah.
this year.
Okay, here we go.
Name 12 players in the draft.
We don't have
Go.
time. We don't have time. But I think
We've
gonna
got
pick
plenty of
Chet.
time,
I
actually.
think we're going to pick Chet.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. What are we doing?
So join us at Fassler Hall, downtown OKC. You don't want to be at home trying to explain to people that don't care about the Thunder why it was cool that they did what they did.
Right.
True.
And here, yeah, 100% need to be with your people. You're going to make some friends.
Your people's probably not your family that night.
No.
It's unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely.
Mm-hmm. Luke, do you want to talk about the garments?
We're selling garments at
Garments?
the
Garb.
draft party.
Sorry, garb.
Clothes for the upper part of your body, specifically the torso and chest
And arms,
and arms. Shirts.
but not all the arms.
Just a part of your arm.
Yeah.
Upper,
The
the bicep.
A third of your
Upper
arm.
part. Think of the classic Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have 2 new shirts. Do we want to talk about what they are?
We can unveil the one of them.
Talk about it now.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember the tree and leaf
That's supposed to be a drum roll.
That is a drum roll. I'm drumming.
Sounds like a machine gun.
Daily Thunder shirt, the most popular shirt of the era, Thunder U. I don't know if a lot of you remember that shirt. It stands for Thunder University.
Yes.
This was back when all of our boys were very young and it was like they were in college, something like that. And so we're doing a Thunder U 2.0 because it is time.
a sequel to the Thunder U shirt and
The second version of Oklahoma City.
Created by
and we have Dusty Gilpin helping us out with
From
this.
Tree and Leaf,
From
you'll
Tree,
remember.
Tree and Leaf helping us out, and it's going to be awesome. And we're gonna have a second shirt
Mm-hmm.
that is going to celebrate the person that we draft.
It is. Yep.
We don't even know yet, but we're gonna have examples there. You can pre-order it there. It's going to have a little website. You can get it if you're not there. You can get it online if you're following us on Twitter. It's
Yes.
going to be great.
If internationally, you will be able to purchase these shirts.
That's
this
right.
time.
Worldwide.
So we'll have a website with pre-order, and then it's going to be pretty close to draft night, and then I'll be selling them at draft night as well.
Yes.
Not the actual shirt. I'll be selling
will-
pre-orders.
You will be pre-ordering the shirt, and then we'll mail them out to you
From a little website.
from a little website. It's a
yeah.
cute one. It's a good cute little guy.
to get a little something.
But it's going to be awesome.
In addition to this,
Mm-hmm.
we have a prize for the person that drives or flies the furthest to this party.
Or
You will receive
boats.
Or boats.
or boats. You will receive both shirts for free and a Lively Beerworks gift card.
And so far, out
Sure.
of the people we know are going to be here, us 4, I'm getting it. I'm coming from Stillwater. that
I'll
day.
be coming from Austin that day.
That's true.
Oh,
God. I'm gonna get farther away than that, and so I'm gonna still be number 1.
Yeah,
But
because you really want that beer.
I want them. Yeah, want all of them. So everyone needs to be there. It's going to be a blast, and I'm very excited.
First NBA draft rumor. No, this cannot be a thing.
Please stop.
that does not
What
sound
does it
like
sound?
a
Do
drum
your
roll.
best drum roll. Okay.
A little lower.
Go.
I was simply affirming that yours was a little bit.
Oh, I thought it was a request.
Lower. Okay. Jake Fisher of Bleacher Report says that the Blazers are pushing for Lou Dort and 12 for 7. And listener at Watkins B1531 wants to know, what are the odds that Dort gets traded before the season? And do we believe Jake?
I believe Jake generally.
Jake Fisher,
I believe
Yeah.
it.
the same guy that reported last summer that SGA is being offered in trades.
I believe,
Okay.
and I believe that.
Well, and I think it was Jake Fisher's continuing on in that story where they said that the Thunder were very clear to make sure that they knew that Portland was.
That was not in the story.
Okay. That was somebody else made that up. This is a very dangerous.
Jake said
time.
that later on like a Twitter Spaces.
Twitter space.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that there is nobody to call to ask that question to.
In the Thunder?
Yes.
Yeah, except for one Andrew Schleck,
Yeah.
There,
the voice of the Thunder.
I can
Spy.
confirm without anything else to know that portion of the story is just false.
That kind of makes me doubt the rest of it.
I can confirm that is false.
That's not how I hear news anymore.
However, let's wade into the waters of trading Lou Dort and 12 for 7 and why you would do it and what that would look like. Here's the reason why I don't think that you should do that. I don't think that at 7, you're going to get a franchise changing great player. I think you can get a good player. You could probably get Shaden Sharp there, most likely. Here's the question. Do you want to trade a lottery pick and a good player for Shaden Sharp? That's the question. A guy that I'm confident can play in the playoffs and a lottery pick for Shaden Sharp. That to me feels like an overpay for pick 7.
I'd do it.
Why would you do it?
I just think Dort's just because we didn't draft Dort. We just got Dort. If he's a freebie, throw him in there. So
You can't think of him like that.
I don't,
You can't think
and
of-
I don't
you
want
can't
to.
think of
I
team
don't want
building
to
like
have
that.
to pay him like $20 million.
You don't think you're going to have to. I don't think Dort's going to make $20 million.
Well, I don't want to. So I'm just saying someone else is going to pay for him. Someone else is going to pay him, and I don't think we're going to match what they're going to pay.
I think I mean, that's fine. I don't think that's the case.
Well, that's nothing.
I'm with you. I don't think it's good. And we just had this huge conversation last week. We just went through bitter beer face zone.
Yeah.
7's in the bitter beer face zone.
There's a lot of bad picks in that range.
It's
just
too risky.
historically, it's a bad portion of the draft. Now,
You know what I'd rather do, Andrew? I'd rather trade Dort and 12 for 11 than 7. You know why? It's in the sweet spot.
I might even want 13
Yeah, I'll trade back.
because I don't like pick 12. I like-
12 is a little too close to the bitter beer face zone for me.
Yeah, I just don't know about the value proposition of trading a guy you know is good. A pick where you could get a good player for a better spot in the draft. I mean, trading up 5 spots, is Lou Dort worth trading up 5 spots for in the draft?
I also think the other side of this is, and maybe I don't know what is value in the draft or in the NBA anymore, because I'm like, Lou Dort in 12 to move up 5 spots. Surely somebody out there has a better package than that if they really want 7. And I think the only way I would justify that is if Sam and their organization have a far better understanding of what Lou's team wants.
Yeah.
You know, like, is it something where they don't see him as a long-term piece of who they want to be? And then on top of that is they know that at 7 is going to be Ben Mathurin, and they know that whoever's at 8 is going to take him, and it doesn't matter because that's their guy in addition to Chet.
Ben hasn't worked out for the Thunder.
Yeah, so it's probably not him. So it's Keegan Murray, which he's not going to be there at 7 more than likely anyway.
Yeah.
But that's the only way it would be justified to me is if they have information that clearly we don't have as far as what Lou wants for the future. And then on top of that is a guy in that range that they are enthralled with. But I really, I know I'm in the minority. It feels like from the Twitterverse, as far as Thunder fans, is I don't want to exhaust any capital to jump and get Sharp. Like if one of Jeremy Sohan or Johnny Davis or AJ Griffin, if one of those guys lands at 12, I would rather just stay there and take those guys.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's, I think Vicini even mentioned it on the incredible emergency secret pod or whatever it was that happened on Wednesday or Tuesday night. Is he doesn't see a clear line between 7 to 12.
Yeah.
Like a guy you get at 12, he's like, it could be easily as good as the guy at 7. You know? And if he says stuff like that, which his draft guide is coming out on Tuesday, which is one more among many reasons for you to be subscribing to The Athletic right now. And what you can go right now, theathletic.com/down to dunk and get The Athletic for however much it is per month.
$1 a month for 6 months.
For 6 months.
$1.
It's just $1.
Seriously. If you saw it on the ground, you wouldn't even pick it up if it was a coin. or 4 quarters.
I would.
I think
If
you
it was
would.
a dollar,
I
I
think
would-
that's.
I
I
would
If
think
it was a dollar bill, you would. But
That
if it
makes
was
a dollar
4
more
quarters,
valuable.
if
to
it was
me.
4 quarters, you would not.
What if it's one of those gold?
You
coins?
definitely-
5
pick up-
dimes, 10 dimes, you're not picking that up.
yes, you are.
100 pennies, not picking it up.
100 pennies
Spend
is
it.
probably where I've stopped.
Uh-huh.
I
You
don't
would
know if
pick
I
up
saw
that.
100 on the ground.
I'd be
I-
like, what's going on here?
This is weird.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pick them
Somebody
up.
pile up 100 pennies.
Uh-huh, you
Yeah.
wouldn't pick 'em up.
Anyways, I think a better way to
What
say
if
it
they
is
were
that you
spread?
spend your money in much worse ways. I promise you that you will spend your $1 a month in much worse ways than a subscription.
You
fee.
know what
But
candy
you
bar
wouldn't
is
pick up
like
4 quarters
$2
off the
now.
ground?
You would.
In this scenario, no. Would I pick up 20 nickels? No. That'd be stupid.
My favorite
I think
part
you
is
would.
this is the stuff you miss when you're not watching us on YouTube. Is I'm seeing his brain make the math happen real quick. I would do
20
nickels.
I'm so bad at mental math. It's not even funny.
What about $2 half-dollars?
I picked those up. Those are cool. They're big.
Yeah.
So they're more valuable than
What if there was a giant check for $1 on the side of the
the
road?
one. No,
A giant check.
no,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Because then you got to deposit it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And
You know, I hear
is it
those aren't
made
even
out?
real
Is it
checks.
made out to me?
It's left blank. You can put
It's
your
a-
name there.
It's a blank check. Like the movie Blank Check.
That's illegal.
Is it?
I don't know.
That's illegal.
Doesn't sound.
I don't
legal.
know. Not a
That
lawyer.
doesn't
Actually,
sound
I am.
legal. They don't teach you. They don't teach you
I'm not
that.
very familiar with law.
They don't teach you that.
know the
Like,
laws.
if you ever fill
Okay.
a blank check, do not fill your name into it.
All right. So, what are the odds that Lou Dort is traded
Before the season,
before the season? Let's say this in the next 6 days. What are the odds that Lou Dort is not on the Thunder?
15%.
Yeah, I was going to go between 10 and 20%.
50%.
50.
50.
It's an either or proposition. Either
Right.
it happens or it doesn't.
Classic. Shout out Mitch and Arnie.
Yeah.
It does. That's right. It's happening.
Good job.
It's gonna happen. I think.
But no, you're
What's your
right.
percentage?
It goes,
If you think it's going to happen, it's more than 50-50.
Yeah. That's right.
But
Plant
if
your,
I'm
plant your
shooting
flag,
50
L man.
but if
51.
I'm shooting 50% from 3, you're thinking that's going in more than it is.
That's right. Same.
You know, think about it like
No,
that.
That's
Andrew.
exactly how I'm thinking.
Just think about it. Yeah, it's about feelings.
Man,
I don't
But the
think so.
reason,
I don't think it's going to happen.
You're not shooting the Lou Dort shot like
yeah,
100 times.
no, I'm
I am
comparing
excited
this.
about.
once.
I'm
I'm
excited
comparing
about the potential that
It's not a good
Lou
comparison.
is, and,
It is.
and you all have talked about this before. I am excited about the fact that Lou, like, is he, as you continue to add more offensive talent to this team, can you, I don't know, more kind of narrow in his role on the offense to where he is shooting more corner threes? Is he, driving, hopefully being more efficient at the rim as part of that? Is he going to simplify kind of what is expected from him on the offensive side so that he can be more of who he should be on the defensive end, which he kind of, it's hard to be shooting as often as he did and then, to bring the same effort on defense. But I do wonder if you narrow in what you expect from him next year, if he becomes a more actualized version of what we want Lou to be.
And if you draft good players this year and you expect those good players to be better offensive players than what you do of Lou, you're gonna like Lou more. You're gonna like Lou more.
right.
You're gonna
Yeah.
love the way Lou looks.
Yeah. If he can be more good job. It's great. That's my whole thing. So if they do,
You just do a Men's Warehouse commercial? So what happened?
Yeah. Wow.
But I do
was not
think-
expecting my brain to go there, but it did immediately.
You got embarrassed and
Yeah.
then went straight for the Men's Warehouse.
he's emotional. He's getting emotional.
Wow.
About it.
Surprised myself.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, I do think if you got a Johnny Davis or any of those guys I mentioned, AJ Griffin or whatever, and you just were able to spread the offensive expectations, or if any of the guys that are on the team develop, if Trey Mann is somebody that you can trust more offensive, I don't know. That's all I'm saying is like take some of the offensive burden off Lou,
Yeah.
and you could see a very different version of him that is going to be worth way more than his contract is.
Yeah, definitely. And if you need to trade him later, you can trade him in the season.
Mm-hmm.
If it just doesn't work,
Just don't push that button.
you can trade him. I just don't see the value there.
It
Maybe-
goes back to what we're saying. If Sam has a guy Like
Yes.
a guy, it's not just to get in that range. It's only like this is the guy that we want and that
Yeah.
we need, and this is what it takes. I'm gonna do it. That's the only way.
You're gonna. I will do it. I promise you, I will do it. No, if Sam thinks that one of the guys and that's going to be there at 7 is going to be a star, yes, you trade Lou Dort and 12 for a star. I just, from what I've seen, I don't think there's one there. Now, Shaden Sharp is the one where they know a lot more than anybody on the internet knows. Anybody making a mock draft, anybody writing about the draft, anybody that does anything draft related, the teams know more, and the Thunder know more than most every team. And if they think that he's got the work ethic and everything required to become a star, because he's got the tools, he's got the talent, that's great. Does he have everything else? Does he have the intangibles to go along with it?
The joie de vivre.
And if he does, sure, go get him at 7. You can trade Lou and 12 to go get him. If you're unsure of that, which there's just a lot of weird things about Shaden Sharp floating around. If any of that stuff is real, you don't do it. And then maybe you take him at 12, but probably not. So I don't know. I don't know who the player is at 12. I mean, at 7, I think if it was Jeremy Sohan, I would get it. I would understand it. But it's still a lot.
Because I think I don't want them to just go up to 7 just to get up to 7. I want them to be sure about someone and then do that. And if they are sure about someone, yes, I want them to trade the Dort with 12.
Yeah, which is why I just don't know that I believe it. Just because I just don't. This isn't last year's draft. You know, this draft is not as good as last year's draft. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I have a question. Do teams ever have conditional trades set up during the draft? So, like, for example, say they do want Keegan at 7 and they go to Portland and they're like, hey, we will do this trade if Keegan falls to 7. So at pick 6,
The answer is
they're on the
yes.
phone. Oh, really?
The answer is yes.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I like that. Quick moves.
Yeah, Keegan has worked out for the Thunder, which is wow.
Really, really excited about Roby.
Yeah. Oh, trading Taylor that mic because you're not gonna turn it off. The mighty have fallen.
I guess
Hoisted by your own petard. Look at you. I bet you feel so foolish.
I guess he and Roby have worked out some this summer, which is why he mentioned him.
All right, what other scuttlebutt you got,
But
man?
it was really interesting. Okay. Jabari Smith Jr. talked to the media yesterday. He confirmed that he was in Oklahoma City from June 12th to the 15th.
So you spotted.
He was spotted many times. He was doing a workout. He was doing the interviews. And here's the thing. We've been bought into Chet for a while.
Yeah. But what if it's not?
But what if it's not? What if it's Jabari? What if on draft night they announce that the Orlando Magic are taking Chet Holmgren? What are our feelings in that moment?
I'm excited either way, to be honest. Like, I think that's the beauty of, and I would really, like, I've been a Paolo guy all season, so it wouldn't bother me even if they had fallen, or even if they gotten 3. But that's why there was so much euphoria the night of the lottery, because we knew 1 or 2, and we've said this before, it's a flip of the coin. Like, I think both of them fit really well with this Thunder team. Alex, I think, mentioned it in a text conversation, is that the Jabari fit makes a ton of sense immediately. He's able to space the floor. He has the potential to switch, 2 through 4, maybe 1 through 4 a little bit, depending on what you do. And I don't know. For me, if it's Jabari, if it's Chet, either one of those guys, I'm extremely happy. The only one that's confusing, but I don't think it's real, honestly, is the Jaden Ivey part of that. If Jaden Ivey is a guy, that's where I'm like, but I don't think that's real at all. So
I think it would be weird to me just because now we've spent the past 3 weeks just basically accepting it's Chet. So now in my head, it's Chet. So if
Yeah.
it's not Chet, there's this new,
Yeah, that is the challenge.
there's this new one here.
Yeah, because you're already excited. You're like excited about Chet right now.
You've already pictured what
You're
the-
like there. You've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
You've seen the picture of him in the Thunder jersey next to his teammates.
Yeah.
So Andrew, you mentioned before the pod that you're feeling less confident that it's Chet. What drives some of that?
I mean, the Vegas odds is like one of the things
Yeah.
that drives it. I mean, for sure.
Which they got way more even
Yeah.
around that time.
Yeah.
so.
They're closer to even now. And that to me is a big part of it. Also, the Magic front office has become very secretive.
That's not good.
So they're not saying who they're going to take. They've left it pretty wide open.
Did you see that report that, oh, wait, I think someone sent it. I don't know who I can say. Anyway, did you guys see that report that the Magic invited Auburn alumni to draft night?
Yeah, we heard that. I think there's
That's not a report.
Oh, it's not.
That is not a
rumor.
report.
Unsubstantiated.
Okay, rumor.
That is a
Back to the
rumor that I
segment. This
have
is
not
Jack's rumors.
that I haven't been able to confirm
Okay.
nor deny.
nor deny.
Nor
It
deny.
could it could be true.
50-50.
It could be true.
The one that came out yesterday that was Russillo and Vicini having a conversation about Chet's agent really trying to steer Chet to the
Yeah.
Thunder. Like, number one is, for me, it's super encouraging for our organization. Like,
Yeah, there are lots of. I mean, Shaden Sharp's people. I don't think he's signed with an agent yet, but his
management
manager or
whatever. Yeah.
whoever is. I don't even know what to say. About
That's what
him.
makes me
I don't
so
even know
mad.
what to say about him.
Just,
They
constantly
want
with
them.
him.
They want him with the Thunder.
Yeah.
They want him with the Thunder. And one thing that I had heard was that his family thought he was going back to Kentucky at the end of the season because they thought he was going to fall to 12. And his management wanted him in the draft. And now they're saying that they would be okay with him falling to 12. And like the Thunder are like, quote unquote, thought to be a soft landing spot for Shaden Sharp.
Sounds like management is in a ton of debt and needs a payoff pretty quick.
So the same guy that's advising Shaden was the guy that was advising Shea at Kentucky whenever he was making his decision to come to the NBA. So the Thunder do have a link to Shaden Sharp through Shea Gilgeous-Alexander that other teams don't.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of interesting pieces there when it comes to what the Thunder could do in that spot, and with regards to like who wants to be on the Thunder. Like Jeremy Sohan wants to play for the Thunder too.
It seems like there's a lot of these guys that have said like would love to go to the Thunder. Like Thunder
Yeah.
would be a great spot for me. I like that. It feels good when they say that.
Yeah, but what they want to do is they want to use us
Yeah.
to get
they
to
can
be
go to
better
LA.
players so that then they can get big contracts in big cities, baby.
Maybe. But I still
That's
feels,
fine.
Still feels good.
Yeah. We can get him for
That's
10
fine.
years. Okay.
Sohan was a Thunder fan, and I guess maybe still is a Thunder fan. Dyson Daniels, also a Thunder fan.
Once a Thunder fan, always
Mm.
Thunder fan. That's what the classic thing they say.
Lou Dort was a Thunder fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
They're
makes
just-
sense though. They're the age where
Yeah. They grew up on
KD and
Russ and KD.
and
Yeah,
Harden,
yeah.
I think I mentioned this in a text. I think I'm ready to settle my own dream scenario. Is of the guys that are potentially going to be there at 12, my dream scenario is Chet and Sohan.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
Mm.
Hearing,
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, Vicini and Matt Penny,
Mm.
like everybody I know that has any real understanding of this draft, like they talk about how thrilled the Thunder would be if Sohan fell there. In addition to that is how just kind of that front court defensively, and you are, and I know Alex is incredibly skeptical, like you are hoping that Sohan's offensive game does expand, grow, get better, whatever, but
yeah.
he doesn't have the timidity that you are nervous about.
What's that word?
He's not timid
Oh, timid.
offensively. He's not timid offensively is the thing that's the hopeful side of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot. I would be very excited. I don't think he's going to be there at 12. I know a lot of mock drafts have him going later. I don't think that NBA teams are going to have the same feelings that a lot of people making mock drafts have about him, because I think that people overvalue the shooting stuff a little bit. Because when you take a look at what Jeremy does, like he's the most switchable defender. He's huge. He's big, and he can move with just about it. I mean, I think he can play shooting guards to centers. I don't know that he can guard a lot of point guards. Like, I don't know that he'll be able to guard Trae Young.
How huge are we talking?
I don't know if he'll be able to guard Trae
He's
Young.
close to Paolo's size. He's 6'9", I think.
Yes.
He's like an inch shorter, but he's probably not as thick as Paolo is.
He's young. He's really young. We can't even talk about the size.
I can't look. I can't sit next to Luke.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Children.
Okay. So yeah, you're definitely muted for a little while now. Yeah, you can't even talk about a person. Okay. I think he'd fit really, really well with Chet on defense. I think that if you draft those two, you have the foundation of a defense that's going to be really good for a really long time. Because I think Chet alone makes you a great defense.
Yeah.
And then if you add like one of the most switchable defenders, that's somebody that I would trade up for, that I feel more certain about.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And that is something I love about the idea of Chet is he can come in and he's going to be your center. And if he's not big enough yet, that's okay. He's going to block shots and he's going to get stuff going on the offense.
He's going to stretch a little bit. And I mean, I think that all of that, Chet is.
I think Chet,
this is the problem, though. We just alluded to this.
We're talking ourselves into him.
Yeah, and
we
so
think we're going to get
it's
it.
not Chet on Thursday. We're going to be like,
it's not. We're going to be like,
even Jabari, I would be good with taking Sohan.
Really?
And I know that Jabari's not.
They're not redundant
he's
at all.
He's not really a center, but I think you can play the two together.
Yeah.
If your goal is to play 5 out and to play fast, which is like Mark is always up off the bench every single game, just ask them like push it, like get into actions quick. And I think that Jeremy is a guy that can help you do that because he's a good decision maker. He can handle the ball. He can pass. He can do all the things that Thunder want guys to do.
Yeah.
And some people are like, how is that different than Darius Baisley? He just thinks the game different than Darius does. And those guys can play together too. I just think.
And you can always add a traditional center further down the line.
Yes. You could add one this summer for very little. That's pretty good. I bet you Clint Capella might be available again. If you want a guy like that, he'd probably be easily had. Okay. I would not expend a lottery pick. And I know if you've listened to me throughout the last several weeks, you know that I've repeated this 1,000 times, but just don't use a lottery pick on a center. I just don't think there's one that's worth it. I'm not, if the Thunder think that Jalen Duren's worth it, fine. But that would not be the decision that I would make.
So Michele sent us a text this morning asking the question. So on the most recent mock draft with Sam Vecini and Matt Penny, Sam threw the whole thing off by taking Chet number 1 for Orlando. So Penny took Jabari. And then when it rolled back to 12, Penny had that as well and drafted Mark Williams.
Yeah.
So he had Mark Williams and Jabari. Yeah. And so as part of that, Michele asked, rank that on the catch-up scale. How mad, frustrated?
Cantaloupe.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
It only happens by accident.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is good.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that, especially if there's a good wing or even a good 4 available. And I know that Jabari is a 4. I understand that. I just think I don't know. I'd run even Jeremy, call him the 5. Call him whatever you want. I don't care. Just play positionless basketball. I mean, Draymond Green is starting in the NBA Finals at center. And he's not as big as Sohan is. Like,
did you feel like Penny panicked?
Penny panicked? I don't know. I don't know that he panicked.
Penny panicked to pick.
Penny panicked to pick. I don't know. I don't know that he panicked. I think that a lot of people think that though. Like, I think there's a lot of people out there that
A
think
lot of people talking about Penny panicking.
that that the Thunder would take a center. I think a lot of people think that they would.
Right.
And maybe they would. I'm not saying that I know that they won't. I'm just talking about the way that I would handle the situation. I'm not saying this is the way the Thunder would handle the situation. I also know they haven't really signed anybody or tried to get any traditional centers onto the team in this current run.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know the Thunder are linked to Chet in a lot of ways. And if you're going to get a center, he's the one. He's the kind of center that you would want. He shoots threes. He runs the floor. He can handle. He can pass. He can do everything that you want. I just wouldn't want a center like Mark Williams or Jalen Duren, who are going to be limited offensively, are going to probably get played off the floor defensively. Duren less so, but we need to see it first. And Duren is crazy young, and maybe they think of him as like a pre-draft player because I think he's the youngest guy that's in this draft now. If they think of him as like a pre-draft, if he was in next year's draft, he would be the 6th pick or whatever, and we can get him at 12, then you do it. I don't know that I'd trade up for him. Mark Williams, not so much. Like Mark Williams, I think he's 21. I don't know.
I like Mark Williams as a traditional center, but it's for me, I'm like,
Even the name is just traditional center, which to me
very
is
true.
out.
He's super
Out.
athletic. I think he's the biggest guy in the draft. Like as far as
Yeah.
he's the tallest guy, he's incredibly athletic. He's a pretty decent shot blocker. I do like the idea of him. He does make sense.
Yeah.
Now Charlotte is, who knows, because they are supposedly in the Rudy Gobert race a little bit, although it feels like Atlanta is maybe the leader in that conversation. But
yeah,
like Mark Williams makes sense there.
Yeah. They want to. They're actively trying to get a big man there. The Thunder just aren't.
And doesn't Charlotte have like 13 and 15 or something? 13. And,
Yeah, they have 13, 15.
Oh, good sweet spot picks.
They are. You get 2 really good players in that range. Too.
why not just draft 2 centers?
You could.
See which one works.
See which one.
Okay. So this is I don't know how we got here, but how would
Chet.
you feel good about Jabari if he's the guy?
Either one.
I feel good about
I'm
no matter
happy.
what. We have a second pick. I'm not
Yeah.
worried. I'm ready.
I
You
like
just
both.
But
Told
you
us
just
how
told us you're
nervous
nervous.
you were.
I'm still nervous, but I'm
Okay. But he's
excited.
ready.
But I'm
But he's ready.
excited about both.
Okay.
But I'm nervous about which one it will be.
Okay.
And 12, can't even talk about it.
Back to Chet. More rumors from Matt Babcock of basketballnews.com. This was in a mailbag. So we currently have Chet Holmgren at number 2. I'm not overly confident that's how it will actually unfold. For starters, will Oklahoma City even stay put at this pick? Sam Presti is known to be a wheeler and dealer. Could the Thunder take Paolo Banchero or even Jaden Ivey? I feel strong that they're not going to take Paolo, by the way.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
I heard Holmgren has not provided teams medical information, at least most of them, and did not do the NBA's heart screening. That could suggest that his agent's trying to manipulate the draft and direct him to a specific spot. This is Chet, which is probably the most likely scenario. I don't know which team that would be, though.
He doesn't want teams to know how much heart he has because he doesn't want them to trade up for him.
That's right.
Most likely scenario is the
That's what the heart screening is. It's
The heart
actually-
screening is
It's not a
actually
The heart
literal. It's not a
screening.
literal
Yeah,
screen.
this
It's
is-
metaphorical.
that's right.
I don't care about the
And
health
most
of your
How much
likely-
heart you got?
Most likely scenario is the knockoff of Dream Scenario, our classic beer.
Right.
That's
Yes.
right.
Not very good.
Most likely scenario.
Not very good.
Most likely scenario
likely scenarios.
is, is
The most likely
Budweiser.
scenario by Coors. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, Jay.
hmm.
I said it. Okay.
Coors is better than Budweiser.
Oh.
I think
I
it's.
don't care.
There's
Oh.
so much. There's so much smoke for Chet to Oklahoma City,
Yeah.
and what Russillo said, what you're hearing more. There's a reason he's being, and it's hard. So much of the mocks, like I don't know, like John Hollinger stuff, which is not a mock as much as a big board, like
Yeah.
But there's so many people that are they mocking based on intel or are they mocking based on their opinions of it? That's where it's hard to differentiate with like Kevin O'Connor. I mean,
Well, and the good
Gavoni
ones are
with-
probably both.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know who's the most accurate over time.
Gavoni's been the most plugged in guy,
Yeah.
period. Like he's the one that's gotten them right most of the time. However, nobody had Josh Giddey. Like nobody of the top mock draft guys had him at 6
Mhm.
to the Thunder. The Thunder have, I mean, there's just no information coming out of the Thunder right now. There's just none.
How does Sam do that?
I don't
Is it
know.
because is he the singular?
No.
Where it's like him and
No.
Rob Hennigan sitting in a room and they're the only two that talk about this?
No. I don't think that's true. I think it's I don't know. I'll just say I really just
Rob Hennigan
I
with the
honestly
Magic?
don't know.
No, what's his who's the guy that used to be for the Thunder, went to the Magic,
Yeah.
is now back?
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back now.
He's been
been
back.
back
He's
for
been
like
back. Oh yeah,
years.
future,
I know how-
future
I know how he-
development, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's a
Director of
circle.
Foresight and Insight.
Yeah.
It's a circle
Foresight
of
and
trust. It's a circle of trust.
It's probably
and that circle,
It really is. But how
that
do you-
circle, unbroken.
But that's
Yeah,
what's so
it's unreal.
shocking to me about it is
Yeah.
it's genuinely, you have to keep so many people because you've got scouts. You've got now the way you probably do it is you just have the collection of people only have their specific role.
Yeah.
So it's, you've got scouts and all they're telling you is this is the 3 guys that we really like. And here's what we like about them. And then you have the 3 or 4 people that are taking that information. And those 3 people it's like they're trusted. Like Sam would kill them if they basically spoke is what it feels like.
I think he'd kill them. I think he could kill. I do.
It also could be like a Suicide Squad situation where he's implanted an explosive in their head,
Yeah.
and if they tell, boom.
If they say a certain word,
yes,
that trips it.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
We're getting closer to the truth, aren't we?
a lot of teams will tell you who's like, hey, these 3 guys are coming in for a workout this week. You can come talk to them, or you can come. Some teams even let you watch the workouts. The Thunder aren't telling anybody that anybody's here. So
We're just getting random pictures on Twitter of like, here's this guy.
yeah. Well, and then we're going to talk to all of these guys over the course of the next few days, and you can ask them. Unless you're Usman Jang and you're like, I'm not telling you, I'm not answering that question. Like, it was weird. Everybody else is like,
I'm
yeah,
so out on him.
I worked out for these teams. Usman was really weird about it.
Mm.
So just
Might be
this
in the
It's
really
probably
nice,
like quintessential.
Might be in
He
this
worked out
circle.
for the
The circle of
Thunder.
trust.
I was about to say they
Well,
implanted one of those chips in Usman.
he
He's like
just-
blinking Morse code, like,
he
help,
just
me.
he just it was like a young Rockets reporter was just like, hey, did you work out for the Rockets? And then asked him like some kind of follow-up, and he was like, and he just said, I'm not answering that question.
Wow, already.
And then it just went to
He said,
somebody else.
next question.
Yeah,
Which
he said
is-
Russ is my favorite player.
I don't think. Wait, no, not him.
Oh, sorry.
Dyson.
My joke was a little
Yeah, it was bad.
It's not very good.
reaching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job. Thank you.
Least favorite joke you've ever said.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree. Actually.
Dribbling the steps.
Hey, let's get back to that. Yeah,
No,
Steffer than
please.
all
Oh,
the
I
rest.
had it out of my head.
So,
Now it's
Andrew-
back.
Steffer than anyone.
Oh, that's the worst.
Your prediction right now, we are less than a week away.
Yeah.
You've talked about, dealt with, studied this draft more than any person that I personally know. Who are the Thunder going to take at 2 and who are they going to take at 12?
I would say, I would say Chet at 2. 12.
Would you put money on it? Like, not in reality, but like, how much money would you
How
be
much fake money?
willing
How much
to
fake money?
spend?
Millions of fake
Okay,
money.
real money, and you have to put money down, and you're gonna say the lame answer like 50 cents.
You wouldn't even pick that up.
$250.
There we go. Now we're you'd pick that up.
And listen, if you know Andrew,
Not in
you
pennies.
take
though.
that very seriously.
That was
what he
pennies.
just said.
Yeah.
Take a long time.
$250 in pennies.
I
Would
don't
you pick
spend
that up?
money on very many things.
No,
I don't
that
have
was
to.
a very serious amount of money.
Yeah, it
Andrew
like
just
floored
said.
the
Yeah.
podcast.
Okay. 12. What's
My,
your
my
12?
wife has been begging me to buy a new vehicle for years, and I'm just like, this one starts and takes me places.
Yeah.
So no, thank you.
And at
Um,
12,
At 12, I really just don't know. I think it's going to. I think this will be so dependent on what
Who's
happens.
gone before.
I think that Jeremy Sohan's in play. I don't know if Johnny Davis is, but I would really like for them to take him. I honestly, this one I just have zero feel for whatsoever. I just have no clue. A lot of people have Usman Jang at that spot for the Thunder. I just don't like. I don't like it. He's not that athletic. He's got good size and he can pass. And he's a questionable shooter. And he's not like an awesome defender. Like he's pretty good. I just don't know. He fits like the New Age Thunder, certainly, because he's big and he can pass.
And he
can
is
move pretty well.
not from America.
And he's not from America. He's French.
Yeah.
He's French and played in Australia.
Interesting.
Oui, mate.
Was he not in New Zealand?
He played
For the New Zealand team in
He played in the NBL.
That's right.
But he's from France, which feels thundery. And he's tall and he can pass. Like that all feels like thunder. Like I understand the logic. And he's one of the players that if he reaches his maximum potential, he could be the 5th best player in this draft.
Wow.
I mean, that could happen. But he's got to. There's a lot of if he becomes a shooter and if the pull-up stuff becomes a thing and if he can become better athletically and he's got to hit all these markers to get there where a lot of other guys don't have to necessarily hit all these specific markers. So
I'm going to be so distracted for the rest of the pod if I don't bring this up right now.
Yeah.
About 3 minutes ago, you said my wife.
Mhm.
Okay. I was the only one who tried to jump in.
Oh, I didn't.
And
I've never been strong on that part of our podcast.
And that is not even true, Jay. And I think I'd like to call us out because there's a cameraman here. And I'm thinking that we didn't do it because
Wow.
there's
We were
someone
nervous.
else in
The
there.
fame has gone to our heads.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Let's do it right now. Me weave.
Thank you.
It's got to feel more natural.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and you know what? We missed the
You
point,
guys
and
really
I'm
messed
upset.
Yeah.
And you left me hanging,
Yeah.
and I thought that was the thing that we did.
Well, you didn't. Well, okay.
Okay, that's all. I just want to get that off my chest.
Okay.
Hey, John's factoid figure
Just save that.
Hey, John's factoid figure
Talking directly to you.
Do you remember? Speaking of, do you remember whenever the
This
Thunder?
is not Jay's victory.
sorry.
Victory.
Hey, I'm Tishan. This is my factoid victory. So I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I came up with a dog list. Okay.
A dog list?
A dog
Yeah.
list.
When we went through.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Players.
Got that dog in them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we decided if they got that dog in them.
We were thinking like your favorite breeds of dogs.
Uh-huh.
Right. So we decided if they were a dog, no dog, cat dog, spirit of dog, and was there one more? There was one more. But
Spirit of
anyway,
dog.
I'd like to revisit that just really quickly.
Yeah.
Since the finals are over now. Okay.
Okay.
See if any of our opinions have shifted
Okay.
of dog. So Steph, dog.
Dog.
Marcus Smart, dog.
Dog. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown. I
Dog.
think he showed
He was
dog last
he
night.
was really good last
He was
night.
good last night.
He-
Dog.
Yeah.
Otto Porter, still dog. I think you said dog. I said cat dog.
He played a decent amount of minutes in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have at least a cat dog in you.
Yeah, at least a cat dog. Iggy, unmentionable. He didn't even play. He played that one game that you said he's a dog. He played in the finals, and then they're like, nope.
Well,
no
he got
more.
hurt, and also he got so mad at GP2
He did.
during the game last night because he had like 2 silly fouls when they were up like 17, and he lit into him. I think that's dog.
Okay.
He's just
Yeah,
old.
but he is most definitely a dog on the other side of
Yeah.
life.
Okay.
dog on
he's
the
a
other
dog.
side of.
Like he's like
Other
this,
side dog.
this is a dog. Like
Spirit of dog?
no, he is. I mean, come on.
The embodiment. of
His
dog.
whole career is being that
The
guy.
epitome of dog.
Okay,
Okay.
keep going.
Derek White, cat dog.
Yeah,
He dropped down. He dropped.
He was unplayable last night.
Oh, cat was the last one. Just straight cat.
Cat.
Yeah, Derek White has not been that good since the first 2 games of the series. In fact, I would say he was probably bad.
Yeah, which is one of the. I mean, that was a big loss for them to not have him be even playable because they needed anybody else.
There was 1 3 that he missed that was just so off that I think they took him out pretty quickly after that. It was rough.
Yeah. Clay, dog. Tatum.
I think he is. He did not play well last night.
That was maybe the worst performance I've seen from him this whole playoffs. Was last night.
He settles so much.
He was just in his head. Like there was even when he'd drive, it was like he didn't know what he was gonna do.
He took a lot of bad shots.
Yeah.
He took a lot of really bad shots.
We haven't talked about it, and we're not really going to, man. But I followed this Boston team through the playoffs. They kind of became my favorite team in the playoffs. So I was pulling for them pretty hard in this finals. And just the way they kind of laid down in a few of these moments in game 5 and then last night as well, where it's like, well, and they felt completely out of their like, okay, well, this went bigger than us pretty quickly. And so I don't know. I was disappointed with the way that they gave effort last night because you have Al Horford going bananas and trying to do literally everything.
Al Horford is Luke. You made a strong case for Al Horford being the only dog on this list. Strong case.
Yeah.
And
Robert Williams.
Night,
I love Robert Williams, man. He had 5 blocks.
He was so good. Like he and Horford really wanted that, and you can see it.
Yeah.
You could see it in how he played. Jaylen Brown, I think you could see it in how he played, but definitely the stat line.
Yeah.
Tatum was like,
Tatum played like he thinks he's going to get back here. And like, this is, this isn't my last shot at this. And
which is probably true.
I don't know, man.
I understand that, but
you just don't know. I mean, people compared this team to the Thunder of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of reasons why it's a bad comparison.
They need one more wing. They need one more scorer on the
How do you
perimeter.
get them? How do you do that?
Draft him.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Draymond, dog. Wiggins, dog. I didn't know he had this kind of dog in him. We called him Spirit of Dog last time. He was dog.
That game 5 performance was unbelievable.
Last night, I mean, if you want to question Tatum, Wiggins is a part of the reason why you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wiggins, yeah. In Otto, it's so funny. Like you look at Wiggins and Otto Porter.
Yeah.
Both of those guys were much maligned.
Yeah.
Didn't pan out in the franchises that drafted them with high hopes. Obviously, I mean, Wiggins was part of the Kevin Love trade, the number 1 pick overall. Otto Porter was the top 6 pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a lottery pick to the Wizards, pretty high in the draft. I think he might have been 4.
Dang,
I think that's right. And so, but
that's pretty. That feels right with Golden State. I feel like when they get this good, they're really good at getting that.
Yeah.
Third pick. It was in the worst draft ever. Anthony Bennett, Victor Oladipo, Otto Porter.
Yeah.
Cody Zeller, Alex Ledden, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore, Contavious Caldwell Pope, Trey Burke.
Ooh.
It's really bad.
That's really
I have a deep dive.
You do.
It's about Hard Mountain Dew.
Oh,
Got it.
Yes.
All right, give us your full
Tried
review.
it. It's good. The Sonic seltzers, largely bad.
Yeah.
Remember, not good. Still stand by that. They're terrible. Mountain Dew, if you like Mountain Dew, it tastes exactly like Mountain Dew.
Really?
Mountain Dew,
Is it sugar-free? Like
sugar-free.
Okay.
It's
so
sugar-free?
Sugar-free.
Really?
Yes.
So it's
Okay.
it's like a seltzer in the sense of like it's low calorie.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
It's
I
low
didn't know
calorie.
it was sugar-free.
Yeah.
It's low calorie?
I don't know if it's
But
like that,
alcohol
it's
is
sugar-free.
not sugar-free.
But it's sugar-free.
What's it called again?
How?
Hard
Not sugar-free, but you know what I'm
Mountain
saying? Like
Dew.
so most seltzers, the point of them is that they are less than 100 calories.
They're
per
I
good
don't
for
think
you.
that's the point. I think the point, we know what the point is.
Wants to get
Hard
seltzed.
Mountain Dew. It's like out of all of them, I wouldn't even call it a seltzer because it's so tasty and it not really doesn't really make you all like bubbly. Mountain Dew tastes just like it. Baja Blast, personal favorite.
Yeah.
Tastes good. The other watermelon, which I haven't tried yet, and red cherry, which I think is going to be really good. I haven't tried
Is
that.
red cherry code red?
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
code red. Oh,
is.
and you're gonna redline.
Zero sugar.
Zero sugar.
That really does surprise me.
How can
I
you
didn't
have zero
realize that.
sugar when there's alcohol in it?
So it means it's probably zero added sugar.
I'm just
Okay.
saying it says on the
5%.
can
5%
zero
alcohol.
sugar. Try it. It's good. If you like Mountain Dew, I mean, you've got to try it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Are we Mountain Dew people here?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you do full calorie Mountain Dew these days?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I only mess with the best.
Have you Mountain Dew Zero is pretty good, man.
Yes.
MDZ.
Yes.
But I'm telling everyone, it's so much better than the Sonic ones. You should try it. I bought it on the whim.
Hey,
Completely
Sonic
worth it.
ones had a lot of momentum. They couldn't.
And the Dews came out of nowhere.
The Dews
Oh
did.
God.
Didn't know the Dews were coming. The Dews
the
aren't
Dews
here.
were the Kool-Aid man busting through the wall.
Bust to the wall.
Yeah.
They said the juice inside of me is alcoholic.
And we said yes.
Said it. Let me drink that juice.
We said yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
That was a
sounds-
deep dive.
That
was
deep.
man.
That was a really deep dive. All right, we will be right back after this quick break. Ordinary, the truth is that ED is really common. In fact, 52% of guys ages 40 to 70 experience some form of erectile dysfunction. Go to GetRoman.com/dunk now and speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction and get $15 off your first month of treatment. Roman's system is completely confidential and totally discreet. No big logos or labels on the package. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation, ongoing care for erectile dysfunction, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward, convenient, and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/dunk and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving home. Complete an online visit today and connect with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional to take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/dunk today, and if you're prescribed, get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have the confidence and control this summer. Roman ready. It's heating up outside, and when it comes to stylish essentials, perfect for the hotter days ahead, there's no better option than Mack Weldon. From hanging at home to the much-needed vacation, the conference room to happy hour, they've got you covered. Their innovative daily wear system takes the guesswork out of getting dressed for most indecisive guys. Listen, their swimwear is outstanding. And not only does it feel nice because it's made with just premium materials, but you just look good. You know what? If you're into looking good, get yourself a Mack Weldon swimsuit. Mack Weldon's premium polos easily elevate your plans with fabric technology they've built in. Their lightweight silver peak polo and new super soft Pima t-shirt polo are great for summer. I'll be wearing them everywhere with the Maverick Tech Chino short and the Radius Flex short. Two others that are must-haves for this season are definitely the board shorts and the swim trunks, as I mentioned before. They're just outstanding. So be sure to check out Mack Weldon for yourself. Save 20% on your first order. Visit MackWeldon.com/dunk and enter the promo code DUNK. Again, that's MackWeldon.com/dunk and enter the promo code DUNK for 20% off. Stock up on the warm weather essentials you've been missing. And we're back from that quick break, and it's time for some Twitter questions.
Twitter questions. You got questions and you ask them on Twitter. Now we answer them for you. This is Twitter questions. Now let's get down to it.
All right. I will take the role of L-Man for the Twitter questions.
You have to act like him then.
Can't do that. This first one comes from @OK3Spaces. Would you rather have a 2022 draft lottery luck, Josh Giddey and Chet Holmgren, or a 2021 draft lottery luck, Evan Mobley and Dyson Daniels?
It's an interesting question
Yeah, I like that.
because the thing about it is like I think the 5 to 10 range is way better in last year's draft than this year's draft.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be Dyson. It could be Shaden. Like, would you rather have Shaden Sharp and Evan Mobley, or
I'd probably go that way, but that's just because for me is it's the known, right? You've seen Mobley do it in his rookie year, and he was incredible.
Yeah.
And and it's not any sort of detraction from Giddey. Just knowing that you do have a primary ball handler in Shea, adding Mobley, and then being able to add some sort of wing help or whatever this season. I don't know. I mean, that makes more sense to me. You have a strong opinion about it, Taylor?
No, I really don't.
Yeah.
You want me to come up with one?
No, I think you can make the case for Josh and Chet though. Even though Chet profiles as like not as good of a player as Evan Mobley, I just believe in what Josh is going to be more than I do the other guys. Now, if you think Evan Mobley is going to be like a top 5 player in the NBA, like that's the one you go with every time. It doesn't matter. I just don't know that Evan can hit top 5 level. I think he'd be a top 20 player in the league. I just don't know if he can be a top 5 player in the league. Now, and you can't just isolate like those two. You have to include like Shea as a part of this mix. Like, would you rather have Shea and Dyson and Mobley, or Shea and Giddey and Chet? And when I think about it that way, I think that I do go Evan Mobley. So it's close though.
And there's a lot of questions that kind of continue in that same vein. Like at Riddy V1 asked, who would you rather have, Giddey, Ivy, Daniels, or Sharp? Ivy's probably the one I would take out of those 4, just because he's the one that is at least projecting as the highest end of all those guys. But I mean, in Sharp, we have no idea. I'm done talking about Shaden Sharp unless he becomes the Thunder's pick, and then all I want to talk about is Shaden Sharp.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. Yeah, it'd be between Giddey and Ivy. Yep, definitely.
And I like Giddey. We know Giddey. I'm picking Giddey.
Giddey's good.
Yep,
he's good.
So let me ask this question from
Giddey good.
Wheatley Hayden. Who is someone that the Thunder would draft that would confuse the fan base, similar to what happened with Giddey last year? Who would be the most out of left field draft pick that the Thunder could pick? Ivy would probably be that at 2.
Yeah, but I think people are at least familiar with the idea of it. I think Keegan Murray ending up on the Thunder somehow would be confusing to people.
Yeah.
I think I mean, if they traded up and that's who they were targeting, I think people would be like, wait, what? And like really the only information that we have now is that Keegan worked out for the Thunder. And he likes Isaiah Roby. So he's really looking forward to playing with him.
It's so weird when players just say stuff like that. They just throw a bunch of stuff against the wall so that like wherever they end up, at least they got something good there.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Jabari Smith.
Yeah.
Mentioned Giddey first, and then he mentioned Shea, but he called him Shy.
Yeah.
He said, I would play really well with Giddey and Shy.
Yep. Red flag.
It's like, boy.
You know what that means? He's never talked to Shea.
Definitely hasn't.
Yeah. That's a problem to me. You think Chet's talked to Shea? Yeah, I do.
Think Chet would call him Shy?
No.
I don't think so.
Absolutely not. Also,
he's not a hoop head.
That's what, yeah, it's like you don't even have to talk to him. You should know his name is Shea.
Yeah, if you're still calling him Shy, you're just saying, I'm not a hoop head. I'm not a hoop head.
Casual poop head.
Yeah.
Big red flag.
Yeah.
It's a red flag.
This is from at Ryan Winkle 7. I've heard 2 or 3 national podcasters pronounce Coach Mark's last name as Daniel. Can we? Can we get some sort of confirmation on Daignault that Daignault is correct, or have we all been saying it wrong?
Daignault is correct. It's absolutely correct.
I felt bad because Sam, who's literally one of my favorite podcasters out there
Mhm.
and a friend of the pod,
Mhm. Yeah.
said it.
And just a friend in general.
Yeah.
Not of mine.
Well, and a brother,
He's a friend
literally.
of yours.
Yeah. And a brother,
My
literally.
brother, yeah. He's literally
Of
Andrew's
somebody.
brother. Yeah, a brother.
Maybe.
Cousin for sure.
Yeah.
Is he? I don't
At least a cousin.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Definitely a
but
son.
yeah, it's definitely Dagnalt. Definitely.
Yeah. Dagnall.
I like Daniel
Daniel.
because it's
If
like
you-
the car company Renault.
Nope.
Nope.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. If you ever
Range
talk,
Rover.
if
It's like the car company Range Rover.
Russell, yeah. If you ever talk to Mark, you know that even if his name was pronounced that way, he would just be like, no, it's Dagnalt. It's not. He would just be like, no, please do not. Please do not. say
Oh,
that
this is a
about
great
me."
question from OKC Thunder fan 69, who asked this question: does Andrew ever actually want the rebuild to end?
Never.
Come on, Andrew.
Never.
You love losing, loser.
I just prefer they lose forever.
Andrew, no dog.
I just want to talk about the draft forever.
Cat, straight cat.
Straight cat.
Yeah. No,
Draft
I
cat.
mean, the thing is, and maybe he's referring to the fact that I'm saying that I think the Thunder will lose a lot next year too. You want them to take this window of time to get the best players, and several of them.
It doesn't matter how many times
Onto
you
your
explain
team.
this. It really doesn't. At this point, how many times have we talked about this and you've explained it?
It's been a few times.
At least a few.
Yeah,
It's in the teens.
a handful,
Yeah.
maybe two handfuls,
Two handfuls.
maybe
for
even
sure.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I want it to end. Yes. Do I want it to end now? No, because I want them to have the best team possible. And we saw, Boston, they have some really good players. They still couldn't win the title. If the goal is to win the title, sure. If your goal is to be as good as the Grizzlies, fine. Stop now. You can stop now. After this draft, stop. You can be as good as the Grizzlies down the road. But if your goal is to win the NBA title, the Grizzlies didn't win the title. That's what I want for this team. I would like for them to actually win the NBA championship and have a parade in downtown Oklahoma City.
You
That's
shouldn't
what I
have brought
want.
up Grizzlies because now they have an argument that's like, well, the Grizzlies didn't win now, but they're young and they're gonna get better. You don't think Jaw's gonna be this good? You don't think these people are gonna be this good?
Yeah, the Grizzlies are good. They've got to figure some stuff out though. And
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
the Grizzlies like to have one more piece?
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't?
Wouldn't the Grizzlies like to have one more guy? I just think that if you're the Thunder, you want to have one more guy. You just want to have a better chance.
Yep. And the best way for Oklahoma City to have that better chance.
And we don't know that we have a guy that's as good as Ja. Is another thing.
Whoa.
John Morant was like one of the best 10 players in the NBA this year.
What about Shy, dude?
Is Shy that good? We don't know. We haven't seen him play meaningful basketball in a while.
That's
we don't
true.
know. We
I
haven't.
want to know.
Yeah,
I think he is, but I need to know.
we need to see it.
Now, here's the only thing I'll say about Jabari Smith. There was an R&B, and the only reason I remember this is the first CD I ever owned
Mm-hmm.
was by a R&B group called Shy.
Yeah,
SHAI.
yeah.
Spelled exactly the same.
You think? Are
So
you saying
maybe-
that Jabari Smith is a big Shy fan?
I think so. Which makes me think that I kind of want him to fall to tuna. Just
What
'cause of we
what
have in
song do they
connection.
sing?
If I Ever Fall in Love Again.
Okay, I don't know it.
Yeah, you do.
Never heard of it.
You'd recognize it. I'm not going to sing it, but next time. I'll make that my intro song next week.
Okay,
Please.
So maybe
Please.
that's what it is. So there's a lot more questions here. Most of them are around I just lost it, but pulling up this question about sorry, I missed this. Somebody had mentioned who would you be quickly to add to your, like, who would you be back in on? Sorry, I was in the wrong week. This is from @bweek. which player that you're currently out on will you talk yourself into fastest when Sam takes him next week? And he says for him, it's AJ Griffin. If the organization saw his medicals and still felt comfortable taking him. So who are you kind of out on that you would be quickly back in on if the Thunder took him? I think mine's Shaden Sharp. I've mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, Shaden, Usman Jang, Jalen Duren are probably like the three that I'm not.
I like
it wouldn't.
Duren. If it was a different era, I would be all in on Duren.
Yeah. It wouldn't be my choice. Like none of those guys would be my choice. But if it's Sam's choice, then it's like, okay.
Right.
Because I mean, I can't sit here and claim that I have seen, everything Sam has seen. Like, and the thing that he gets, that the teams get to do, and the information that we don't have, is how good these guys are as people, and that to me matters so much.
Yeah.
And it also matters so much to the Thunder.
Yeah, those interviews are huge for them.
It is a really big deal to them to get that right. We're not done yet. Yeah. Yeah. No, they just have other obligations.
Well, it's probably I don't like Usman Jing.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
I have no real reason. I've watched parts of his highlights and whatever, but I don't have any reason.
There's stuff to like about him, certainly. I would say personality is not one of them.
Yeah.
He had the driest personality of anybody yesterday. So my kids are in here.
It's the party. It's party morning.
That's right.
It's party morning.
Yeah. He had the driest personality of anybody yesterday. Yeah. It was Teo Maladone like.
Well, they are both French.
Yeah.
No offense. No offense to any French.
Tony Parker's got a great personality.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know. After the interview, I just thought, wow, he seems like a Thunder player. Honestly. I'd be fine if they took him at 12. It wouldn't be my choice. But you can talk yourself into a 6'9" forward that people say is growing. I think that he's not like svelte, like he's not ripped.
Yeah.
And I think he could be. And I think that his frame, like he could put on
really fill out
some muscle, which could change a lot of things for him. He's just also a player that doesn't play a physical brand of basketball. Like he's finesse only.
Yeah.
And he would have to change that too. It would just surprise me a little bit if Sam talks so much about how physicality is like the next level for the Thunder, and then they take Usman Jang, who's probably the least physical player in the lottery.
Yeah. Yeah, and he continues to get mocked there, especially from Gavoni, who's one of those voices we talked about that knows.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And the good thing about that is we have only 6 days left until the draft. So if you haven't made the plans yet, make your plans today. Come and join us at Fassler Hall. We'll be there. I mean, we start around 6. Draft starts, I think, at 7. And we'll be there all night. Our plan is to do a podcast. It won't be live because we just cannot do those. I mean, it'll be live in the sense that we'll do it, but you won't be able to hear it until the next day, just because trying to do both live and record it has just never worked well.
It doesn't sound good. The show quality is low, and the amount of people that will hear it versus the amount of people that will be there is just so significant. So if I suppose you could hang around.
Yeah.
And, sit around as we do the show, but we will do the show as we do normally there won't be any loudspeakers or anything like that, but we will do a show after. If you wanted to hang around later, you could pull up a chair and listen.
Yep.
That's what the setting would be. So you're welcome to do that, so yeah.
You miffed and peeved?
Yes, I am miffed. I'm miffed and peeved.
Miffed and peeved.
I am grateful and blessed. Update, my dog is doing great. She's about 100%, running around, jumping in the pool, doing all her thing. So grateful and blessed that she's okay. Miffed and peeved. I got this just giant wet spot in my yard that I had a guy come out 2 weeks ago, said he's going to fix it. He did like step 1 of fixing it and hasn't come back. And I'm pretty miffed and peeved about that.
What's it from?
I think it's so we used to be on well water in this neighborhood, but they've switched to city water a few years ago. I think it has something to do with that, and
It's like
something
an old pipe or something that's
and there's something to do with the sprinkler system too. And I've had several people come out here to try to figure it out, and there's had several people that couldn't, and he did figure it out. Anyways, I'm hopeful that he will return.
Well,
soon.
hopefully he just, got a little something going on and he'll be back before that's over.
Yeah. And
You can always just
I
go out
won't
there and
mention
just
his name. I won't mention his name. But if we get to 4 or 5 weeks, I'll mention his name.
put him on blast.
I'll put him on blast.
Put him on blast. I'm not miffed and peeved. I have such a bad short-term memory that even if I was, I don't remember it. So, and I got vacation on the horizon. So
There you go.
yeah, man.
All right. NBA draft party next week, Fassler Hall, 6 to 10. Be there, be square. And we'll talk to you guys again on Monday.